Sheriff Mike Bouchard.
Well, thank you, Brooks. Thank you, everyone, for getting out of bed for my free offer of police donuts. As you know, I'm Mike Bouchard. I'm running for governor, and I'm running because I believe Michigan families deserve and need a big change in the state for the positive. You know, this state is an awesome state. People say we have to fix Michigan. I think we need to fix Lansing. Once we fix Lansing, Michigan will get back to work, but the time is ticking. My wife and I, we have 3 kids. And I'm deathly afraid that they're going to follow all the other children and families that have left this state because they can't find a job or a future here. So that leads to the next question. Why me? Why not someone else on this stage or even the other party? We have to ask those questions right now. And it's me because others can talk about what they hope they could do or what they might do or a plan that they hope to engage. And I can tell you what I've done and what I will do. When I was in the state senate as a leader in 1991, we inherited similar messages. We cut $1 billion out of the budget without raising taxes, and we began to move Michigan on a path that was in a positive direction. When I left the Senate, we had fixed those problems, and I can do it again. When we walked away from that session, we left $1 billion budget surplus, a AAA bond rating. We were ranked as one of the best states in America to grow or start a business. That was just 10 years ago. The good news is we can get back there with some very tough decisions and focused hard work. As sheriff of one of the largest departments in the country, I've done those tough decisions. I've cut $20 million out of my budget, and we still deliver world-class police services. We can do that on the state level across all budgets by consolidating, streamlining, and yes, privatizing. We have to do things differently because the challenges we face are incredible. $2.8 billion operating deficit. And one thing no one's talking about is $53 billion of unfunded liabilities. I will do what's necessary to fix Michigan, even if it causes me not to get reelected, because it's time to focus on the next generation and not the next election.
Thank you, Sheriff. And by Kerry's done this as well. Dr. George.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. It's great to be here. We know that Michigan's economy is broken. The next governor has an opportunity to bring jobs here and fix Michigan by applying Republican principles to the problems that face us. Though tax cuts and smaller government sound good, they alone will not be sufficient to fix Michigan. What's needed is a series of legislative steps ranging from Medicaid reform and a new state energy policy to fixing the budget process. Healthcare is a good place to start. It's the single biggest expense within the state's budget, just like it contributed to the fall of GM and Chrysler. Healthcare costs are bankrupting our state. As a physician, I know you can't make people healthy by giving them a card from the government. Health is instead largely determined by your behavior. Just as Governor Randall reformed welfare by insisting that recipients must look for a job, as governor, I would reform Medicaid by rewarding recipients who smoke less, exercise more, and are compliant with treatment. If the state is providing your care, you have to help us make it work. Because it reflects personal responsibility, health care should be a Republican issue. By insisting that our 1.7 million Medicaid recipients be active in maintaining their health, we can control costs and free up resources to do the things we want to do. Invest in education, fix our roads, keep our streets safe, and provide tax cuts to businesses. By applying Republican principles to the problems that face us, we can fix Michigan. Join my campaign by going to my website, georgeforgovernor.com. Join my team and let's fix Michigan.
Thank you, Senator. And our final presenter this morning, Rick Snyder.
Well, thank you for coming this morning. I think I finally learned what it takes to see my 3 kids at 7:30 on a Saturday morning. I was going to start with the most frequently asked question I get. Why would you want to be governor? 3 reasons. 1, Michigan is an economic disaster. 2, a fundamental lack of leadership in Lansing. And 3, a belief that professional politicians are not the solution. My solution is vision, plan, and action. To get out of disaster, you need a clear, positive vision. We need a vision in the state for the next 50 to 100 years. I call it the era of innovation. It's about being globally competitive with increasing prosperity for families. It's about great quality of life, from our natural resources to restoring our central cities, and it's about keeping our youth in the state. From there, you go to a plan. I have a concise 10-point plan that will be rolling out over the next few months. One key point of that is central to all of this is creating more and better jobs. Well, the role of government is not to create jobs. The role of government is to create the environment where jobs can flourish. And that's what we need to do. We need to take our government from a bureaucracy to a customer service business, where the citizens are the customer. And everything they do is not look from the government side, but from the customer side. They say, how do we make our customers more successful? Then you move to action. And you've heard about the economy from all the people up here. I'm a person with real-world economic experience. I've created jobs. I've managed large companies with over 10,000 people. One company I followed was Gateway. When I went there were 700 people. In 6 years, we grew to over 10,000. How did we do that? Great customer service, bringing innovative products to market and showing real results by showing value for money. So I bring that experience, so I hope you'll join me. And it's not just a campaign for governor, it's to reinvent Michigan. Thank you.
Each candidate will have 90 seconds to respond, and there's a little thing thrown in here for fun. Each one of the candidates has 2 challenges. They can exercise those challenges throughout the course of the debate. At the end of the round, they simply hold up their challenge flag and say, like for instance, Mike hold up the flag, and he gets 30 seconds to rebut something he heard or something that urges him to speak. Everybody gets 2 when he uses up. Then they have no further challenges. And with that understanding, we'll start the round of questioning with John Cunn from the Wall Street Journal.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. My father is from Michigan, and it's good to be back. But the state has changed a lot since I lived here, in many ways, some good and some bad. One thing I've noticed is the changes in the state budget. With the recent economic troubles, if you add all of the money that the federal government sends Michigan for transportation, health, and other stimulus measures, this year, 41% of Michigan's budget will directly or indirectly come from the federal government in Washington. Is this a blessing? Is this a curse? Or something in between? Should something be done about it? And if so, what?
We'll start with Attorney General Cox, 90 seconds.
John, thank you for that question. It is both. Michigan traditionally has been a donor state. And as governor, I think when people in Michigan pay their fair federal taxes, we ought to fight to get our fair share back. However, the stimulus money has created a situation in Lansing. As we speak here today, we have the government and the legislature not focusing on making reforms that are needed. The kind of reforms that I've outlined in my Putting Michigan Back to Work, the First Steps program. We aren't addressing public sector pension reform like Brooks Patterson did. We aren't addressing Medicaid reforms that other states have done. In fact, we provide over $1 billion more in Medicaid spending here in Michigan than other than is required by the federal government. We haven't eliminated able-bodied adults being on welfare, even now, like 42 other states have, which costs the state of Michigan over $50 million a year. Quite simply, John, we are deferring the hard decisions until 2011. And I guarantee you in 2011, I will make the decision to turn Michigan around, to make us an economic powerhouse once again. And again, you can go to Mackinac 2010 to get real ideas, not something talked about on the stage, but real ideas, specific ideas for moving Michigan forward. Thank you very much, John.
Pete Hoekstra, 90 seconds.